So what are the decisions that the requirement of the flow? We have to create the one of the screen flow. What we have to create? We have to create the one of the screen flow. Why it's not moving? We have to create the one of the screen flow. Screen flow inside of the screen flow there are two input. One is a lead name and second one is a lead type. If lead name should be the text field and lead company is also a text field, and inside of their upper part of the there I have some lead forms and the creation this kind of the time heading it should be, and it should be in bold letter. It should be in the bold. Should be in the bolt. So how will we perform that things? Let's check. So how we'll do that things? First of all, we have to go in the Salesforce org, and we have to click the create an Salesforce org. There Salesforce org developer are can be created by us. Then there is a part which is that select the skin flow. Then inside of the when you selected the skin flow and you choose the screen, so then first one is enter lead. This is for this label. Enter the lead information. This is label and API configuration are the created. There's the two things, one of the header part these things and one of the footer part or these things. For the hiding of the header part, there is an option of the configure header, and for the footer for part there is a configure footer. This things is inside of the when you select an screen. Select an skin. Understand what are the things? First of the label is for the pointing of the up for this, and enter lead information, and for handling the upper part there is a configure header, and for the handling the lower part there is a config footer. Importing the importing the field, whatever. There is a two field are the two field. One is a lead name, the second one is a lead company. So for that the importing, we use the component, and inside of the component we type the text. Why we type the text? Because we want the two inputs, and inside of when you taken this text field from here to here, then there is a three things. First one is a label for the make b is used for the making the bolt of the making bold for the enter the lead name. So the one is a lead, one is a label, second that the API, and third button is for the required. It should be required. If you click into the required, if you required, then this star is created on the upper part. Default value, this is the input field. And if you want to give the any default value, then you can be assigned the default value here. Then there is a three things. One is the set component visibility, validity input, and provide the help. Provide help is for the providing the help text. If you talk about these things, there is a this is for the help. This is a help text. What is that? Help text is yeah, you can assign that help text for this field is from here. From where? From the here provide help text. Validation inputs, if you want to input particular any format, then you can manage that format in the validate inputs. And third one is the set component visibility. It's for the for that things. If you want to make the this field is visible for the at a particular condition, then we use the set component visibility. There are three things: set component visibility, validation input, or provide the help text. Set component visibility, text input allow visibility टेक्स्ट इनपुट जो है वो विजिबल होना चाहिए या नहीं। विजिबिलिटी के लिए कंडीशनल होनी चाहिए कि पर्टिकुलर किसी कंडीशन में विजिबल होना चाहिए। क्या वो हमेशा विजिबल होना चाहिए? शुड इट ऑलवेज विजिबल, और all condition are met, then it's visible. If any of one condition are met, that visible, and customized condition logic can be right here. And this is the component visibility and validation rule. I already told that for the input at the particular format, then validation inputs are can be created. For example, if the resource input can be added, and provide help, maybe provide the help text for the user. While filling, they can be provide the help text for the header. And if now we have added the two field, now I have to remove this pause button and this previous button. Or if I want to modify finish, for example submit, then you can be done by the configure footer, because a label flow label is a configure header, and configure footer for from there. Configure footer inside of the configure, इनसाइड कॉन्फ़िगर फूटर किसके अंदर आया है? ये फ्लो के अंदर, स्क्रीन के अंदर फ्लो लेबल के अंदर आया है। ठीक है, इनसाइड ऑफ द कॉन्फ़िगर टू थी। क्या होगा? पहला शो फूटर, डू यू वांट टू विजिबल द फूटर और नॉट? इफ यू वांट टू द विजिबल, देन check on this, otherwise leave it. And navigation system, for example, there is a three button. One is the pause, previous, or the finish. If you want to use the standard label, then this one is for the finish button. If you want to use the customized label, and if you want to hide the next or the finish, then you can select for first one is for the use for the standard label. And second one is for the customized label, and third one is for the hide next button, for the hiding of the next button there. Similarly for the previous button, for for this template, for whatever the template is given, there is only a single button. That's why we make it the previous button is a hide, and the pause button is also making the hide. And if you want to modify the any label, then you can be done from the using the customized label. You can be write down whatever you want, hiding the previous and hiding the pause. This thing is done here. And after hiding this inputs created, and there is a save button here, and near the save button there is a run button. It's save from here and then run. It's done कि एक स्क्रीन फ्लो बना and स्क्रीन से इनपुट लिया, or you can run, and then next tab will be open, and you will identify the next tab will be open, and you will identify that the how the flow will run, how will flow the will run. But if you put it this flow inside of the any home page or the lightning page, then it's not visible, because of it's not activated. So for putting at any pages or the lightning studio page, it should be activated, it should be activated. So understand that this is for taking the inputs. But when you run this flow, you will understand that the value is taken from the u, but it not created inside the lead value. But if we want to create the record should be display or add in the object, we use the create record component. As I say that the inside of element there is a create record component, and you can be drag and drop here near to it. Then it take the inputs, create label layout, create label record, and I click it, and API name is, and how many records should you want to enter at a particular time. If you want to single record, then click the single, otherwise you can click the multiple record can be created at a particular time. Yes, and second one is the how to set the record field. Definitely if you creating a record, then definitely some field are inside of the record. And how will fill this field? So there is a two way filling the field. If there is some record is already created, and if you can create after watching this record, after analyzing this record, you can put the old record value inside of the new record. Or second one is that use the separate resource and the literal values for the taking the input. If you are taking the input from the screen, and if you want to create the any element or create any record, then definitely you have to select the use separate resource and literal value. Separate resource and literal value, why? Because of the we use the from the external importing, that's why we using that. If I select the use all the value from the record, then create the record from the those value. First option is how will you create the record from the those value. The things is over here. And second option for the separate record for ऑप्शन फॉर द सेपरेट रिकॉर्ड क्रिएशन. रिकॉर्ड क्रिएट करने से पहले ये बात होनी चाहिए कि ऑब्जेक्ट के अंदर रिकॉर्ड क्रिएट होगा. सो ये बात समझ में आ गई कि रिकॉर्ड किसके अंदर होगा, पर्टिकुलर एक ऑब्जेक्ट के अंदर होगा. दैट्स वाई व्हेन वी सिलेक्ट द सेकंड ऑप्शन, देन रिकॉर्ड क्रिएट होगा और वो जो उसके अंदर होगा. रिकॉर्ड में किस फील्ड की वैल्यू वैल्यू एंटर करेगी ये देखना पड़ेगा. if you are putting the value, then first of all you have to understand the which in which record the value, in which object do you have the insert value. And second one is that in which field what the value have to assign. For the creating the lead, there is the two things is that last name and the company name. That's why we take the two inputs. One is a lead name and second one is a company name. For that input we have the two inputs. So if you select the second, then creating the record for the which object, select the object is selected, for example lead. And if you select the object is a lead, then field value is open. Then last name, or automatically maybe this added last name. This is the last name, and last name from where they have to import. They import from the screen component. Inside of the screen component there is a last name. It's a entry lead name. Inside of the screen component you will be find this value is a enter lead name. Our second value is also have to add that the compute company, and company inside of the company there is a company name should be assigned. There is a one button. क्या मैनुअल असाइनमेंट असाइन वेरिएबल. मैनुअल असाइन वेरिएबल इज फॉर व्हाट. इसके लिए मैं बात करूंगा मैनुअल असाइन वेरिएबल. मैनुअल मैनुअली मैनुअली असाइन वैल्यू variable assign variables. When you creating the first of all, when you taking the input from the screen flow, and then after the taking the value from the screen, you will be created the record from the element of the create record or element. Then when you create the record inside of the db, inside of the db return the id of this record, and this will be stored stored in the create record element, record element. And for the fetching of that id of the recently created element, you use this manually assigned variable. And inside of the manually assigned variable create a variable from the resource, and assign the current inserted record id, and then it will be helpful for the another interaction. helpful for the hybrid और डायनेमिक हाइपरलिंक क्रिएट करने के लिए हेल्प यूज हो सकता है. So there is a three things. First one of the creating the record. We create the one single record, and second one is a separate resource from the related record, and third one is a select object which is the lead, and the field is the from lead object. Or lead object have the two main component. One is the lead name and second is the company name, and we created that and check mark it. Don't forget to check mark it. And then done, and the new flow is created inside of the flow, that the flow is started, and the screen for the taking the all the input, and all the inputs are the assigned to the create record. This is the screen flow has created. And now how to put this screen flow to the any home pages. So for first of all, go to the setup, and setup no, go to the any home screen where do you want to put it, and there check the drop down and select the page edit. Inside of the page edit you will find the whatever the standard say. There is a in in component there is a three things. One of the standard things, standard 31 things are the inside of the 31 thing. There you have will find the flow, and you will drag and drop from anywhere in inside of the. And after, and whatever you will creating component through the LWC, that is inside of the customize LWC. Customize this LWC file is created inside of this customized things. And and understand the what are the standards, and component, and whatever the customer component you will create it through the through the LWC that is inside of the customized component. And after drag and drop you will find the create a lead. At the time they does not activated, that's why it's not visible. Then after they activated, then it's visible, and they select the create lead or layout one component, whatever the layout, leave that, and then save and activate. For the activator, when you click the activate app default inside of the assign app, पर्टिकुलर किस ऐप को देना है वो सिलेक्ट कर सकते हैं और किस फील्ड को देना है. हेल्प हेल्प टेक्स्ट तो देख लिया कि कैसे हो सकता है. हेल्प टेक्स्ट प्रोवाइड करेंगे, क्या फील्ड की वैल्यू प्रोवाइड करेंगे, स्क्रीन फ्लो बनाएंगे, तभी क्या कर सकते हो, हेल्प टेक्स्ट दे सकते हो. फॉर एग्जांपल ये कॉन्फ़िगर हेडर, दिस इज बता देना, हेल्प टेक्स्ट दे सकते हो एट द पर्टिकुलर. जब हम क्या बनाएंगे, कोई भी फील्ड बनाएंगे तभी कर सकते हैं. तो इसे समझा स्क्रीन फ्लो कैसे क्रिएट करना है, मेन चीज़ क्या समझा इसमें. अगर तू मेरे से पूछो कि व्हाट आर द things, what do you have the understand from the this. So first of all things that flow start hota hai, flow started, then taking the inputs. But taking the inputs is not equal to like that the record is created. For the creating of the record you have to use the create record, and create record element. And I understand the what are the component inside of the input, and what are the component is inside of the create field. Okay.